Welcome back to Bricks and Legends, where today we rebuilding the saga of a queen whose story is as powerful as the gods themselves. Hippolyta, the legendary ruler of the Amazons.
Get ready to journey back to ancient Greece, where myth and brick collide.
Hippolyta reigned over the Amazons, a formidable nation of warrior women who lived on the fringes of the known world. They were renowned for their skill in battle and their unbreakable spirit. Hippolyta herself was a symbol of their strength, a queen chosen by the war god Ares. To mark her as his champion, Ares gifted her a magical golden belt, the girdle of Hippolyta. This wasn't just a piece of armor. It was a symbol of her authority and a source of immense power, making her nearly invincible. The Amazons lived in peace, a sisterhood of warriors content in their strength and independence. The eyes of the gods and heroes were often drawn to such power. Their isolation was shattered by the arrival of the greatest hero of Greece, Heracles. He was on a divine quest, tasked with completing 12 impossible labors. His ninth labor, assigned by King Eurystheus at the behest of his daughter, was to retrieve Hippolyta's magical belt. When Heracles and his men arrived at the Amazon capital, Themyscira, things started peacefully. Hippolyta, impressed by the hero's fame and presence, was actually willing to give him the belt as a gift. It seemed this labor would be a simple matter of diplomacy, but the gods had other plans. Hera, queen of the gods and Heracles' sworn enemy, wouldn't let him succeed so easily. She disguised herself as an Amazon and spread a vicious rumor that Heracles wasn't there for a belt, but to abduct their queen. Chaos erupted. Believing they were betrayed, the Amazons grabbed their weapons and charged Heracles' ship. The peaceful meeting turned into a bloody battlefield. What should have been a simple exchange became a brutal clash of heroes and warriors. Heracles, thinking Hippolyta had orchestrated the attack, fought his way to her. In the ensuing duel, the hero's strength was pitted against the queen's divine power. The ancient myths offered different endings to this tragic fight. In some versions, Heracles overpowers and kills Hippolyta, taking the belt from her lifeless body. In others, he captures her, and she is either taken as a captive or ransomed back to her people. Regardless of the telling, the result was the same. The Amazons suffered a devastating loss, and their sacred symbol was stolen. But the story of the Amazons' clash with Greek heroes doesn't end there. Another famous hero, Theseus, the king of Athens, also journeyed to their land. Some say he accompanied Heracles on his quest, while others claim he led his own expedition. Like Heracles, his encounter with Hippolyta would spark another war. The details of their meeting are just as varied. In some tales, Theseus abducts Hippolyta, forcing her to become his bride. In a more romantic version, Hippolyta falls in love with him and willingly leaves her people to become queen of Athens. She even bore him a son, a warrior named Hippolytus, who tragically inherited the strife of his parents. Her departure, whether by force or by choice, was an unforgivable insult to the Amazons. They mustered their full military might and marched on Athens to rescue their queen and avenge their honor. This great war became known as the Amazon Machi. The streets of Athens became a battleground as its defenders clashed with the invading warrior women. The conflict reached its climax right at the Acropolis. Hippolyta's fate in this war is once again a matter of legend. Some stories say she fought alongside her husband Theseus against her own people and was accidentally killed by one of her Amazon sisters. In other accounts, she tries to mediate a peace but is slain in the crossfire. And in yet another version, she survives the war, only to be cast aside by Theseus for a new wife, leaving her to fade from history. Though her story is filled with tragedy and conflicting tales, Hippolyta's legacy is immortal. She is more than just a victim of heroic quests. She is a powerful queen, a fierce warrior, and a complex figure who stood at the crossroads of myth and history. Her strength, her leadership, and her tragic fate have inspired countless stories for thousands of years. Most famously, Her spirit lives on in the modern world through one of the greatest superheroes of all time, Wonder Woman. In the DC Comics universe, Hippolyta is the mother of Diana of the Masira, passing down her courage, her compassion, and her unwavering fight for justice. From an ancient Greek myth to a modern pop culture icon, Hippolyta remains a timeless symbol of female power and resilience. And that's the complete, bricktastic lore of Queen Hippolyta, a ruler whose legend was forged in battle and defined by tragedy, but whose influence will never be forgotten. What do you think is the true story of her fate? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more legendary builds.